Okay, today we're going to learn about direct variation. So how can you identify direct variation? Direct variation always crosses through, let me show you right here, through the origin. Okay, it's going to be a line, and it always crosses through the origin, 0, 0. It's also in the form of y equals kx, where k cannot be a 0. Okay? When x increases by 1 unit, y also increases by k units. The k is called the constant of variation. So the letter k is the constant of variation. And the way that we can find k is by taking the y and the x and dividing them. So three things that I want you to write down. I want you to write down y equals, I want you to write this down. Where's my mouse? Y equals kx, y equals kx, where x does not, k does not equal 0. Then I want you to draw this graph where the line goes through the origin. And then I want you to write down k equals y divided by x. Okay, so if we ever want to find out what k is, you take the y and divide it by the x. Pause the video and write those notes down. Okay, now we're going to take a look at these two tables and see that if the y over x is constant, then it will be direct variation. Okay? If the y over x is not constant, then it is not direct variation. So remember what I told you, that k equals the y over the x. So they took these numbers. They took the 10 and the 2 and they divided them. 10 divided by 2, that's how they got 5. 20 divided by 4 gives 5. 30 divided by 6 gives you 5. And 45 divided by 9 also gives you 5. Okay, and that was the y divided by the x. So that gives you 5. When all of them are the same, 5, 5, 5, 5, then it is direct variation. Let's take a look at the next one. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 30 divided by 5 is 6. 50 divided by 10 gives you 5, so that is not equal. They're not the same. So that is not a direct variation. Okay, that's how you check it. You just divide the y over the x. And that will give you the k. Okay, make sure that you understand that. Let's do the next problems. Let's try it. It says identify whether it is direct variation or not. So remember, k equals y over x. We're going to take the y, put it on top, the x, put it on bottom, and then type it in Desmos. 1 divided by 2 gives you 0.5. You can also change it to a fraction, which is 1/2. Then we're going to take the next one, 2 at the top, 4 at the bottom, and see what it gives you. So we have 2 divided by 4, also gives you 0.5, which is 1/2. Let's do the next one, 3 divided by 8. We're going to put that in Desmos. 3 divided by 8 does not give you 0.5. And it does not give you 1/2. So this means that it's not that it is not equal. Therefore, it is not direct variation. Okay. Let's go ahead and try this one. Tell me whether or not it's a direct variation. K equals y over x. And start putting the numbers on here and tell me whether or not the constant is, the k is a constant. Okay, let's take a look at the next example, example number 3. It says, we're reading right here, the value of y varies directly with x. So they're already telling you that this is going to be a direct variation problem. When the value of x is 3, the value of y is negative 27. What direct variation equation, so you're looking for an equation, relates the values of x and y? So again, we're taking the original equation, y equals kx, and we're plugging in, for y, I'm plugging in this negative 27 because it says y is negative 27, so they plugged it in here. And then they said that the x is 3, so they plugged it in here. Then what did they do? They went ahead and divided by 3 on both sides, right? Because k equals to the y divided by the x. So they had negative 27 over 3, which gave them a negative 9. That's how they got the negative 9 right here. So now it's telling me that k equals negative 9. Okay, so if I use my equation, y equals kx, and I plug in this 9 that I got here, the negative 9, and plug it into the k, then there goes our equation. Okay, we're going to try some more together. So in this one, they're asking again for an equation. And first you have to find the constant of variation. So you could have taken any of these numbers right here on this table. They picked these two numbers, okay? They plugged in the negative 5 for the y right here, and they plugged in the negative 15 for x right there. Okay, then you take the y divided by the x, right? So that's negative 5 divided by negative 15. We put that in Desmos. Negative 5 divided by negative 15. And hit the little fraction button. And it gave them 1/3. So right here, they gave them k equals 1/3. So then we substitute right here, y equals kx. They substituted 1/3 for k. So the equation is y equals 1/3 x. Okay, now you're going to try one. It says, what direct variation equation relates to the values of x and y? So remember, we need to find y equals kx. So we need to find out what k is. And you can do that by taking a y divided by an x. So it doesn't matter which one of these numbers you decide to choose. I would choose maybe these two because they look easier. So go ahead and plug it in and tell me what the equation would be. Okay, so if I take the y, right here, the 20, put it on top, and then the 5 is your x, put it on bottom. Divide those two, that gives you 4. So my equation is y equals 4x. Okay, let's go ahead and do these two problems. I'm going to help you set it up. Remember, we want y equals kx. And the k, in order to find the k, you do y divided by x. And pick some easy numbers, or whatever numbers you want. I would choose maybe these two. I would put the 12 on top, and the negative 48 on bottom. And what would be the answer? That would give you a negative 1/4. Okay, you put that in decimals. So y equals negative 1/4 x. Okay, the next problem, it says x is negative 2, y is 3. What is the value of y when x is 18? Okay, so first we're going to find out the equation. So that's y equals kx. We need to take y divided by x. So they told me that the y is 3. I'm going to put 3 on top. And the x is negative 2. Put that on bottom. Type that in decimals, and it gives you, gives you a negative 3/2. So that's y equals negative 3/2x. And then all we need to do is go find out what when x is 18. So we can put that in decimals. Let's go put it in decimals. So we're going to type y equals negative 3 divided by 2 x. Hit this little the little gear button and turn on the table. Okay? And we're going to go type the number that we want. We want 18. And that's going to be our answer right there. Okay, now let's look at problem number 3. It says the value of y varies directly with x. So they're already telling you that it's direct variation. When the value of x is 12, the value of y is 3. So I can find the k with that. K equals y divided by x. So I put the 3 on top, the 12 on bottom, and you go type it in decimals. That gives you 1/4. So my equation has to be y equals 1/4 x. And it's asking me now, well, what is x? What is y when x is 6? Y equals 1/4 x. Hit the little gear setting. Open up the table and type in 6 and see what it gives you right here. Okay, now we're going to do problem number 4. We're going to write down k equals y over x. They gave me the x is negative 2, the y is 10. So that's 10 over negative 2. Put that in decimals. What does it give you? Negative 5. So my equation is y equals negative 5x. Go ahead and type that in decimals and go see what the value of y is when x is 8.